Happy Thursday, everybody. So today's video is going to be a review and demo video of the J Manuel Beauty Photo Illusion Concealers. I was actually sent these concealers from J Manuel Beauty to review and share with you guys from Octoly. I tell you guys that all the time whenever I get a product from Octoly. It's either in my video or in the video description whether I got it for free or not for reviewing, but that never alters my opinion and that doesn't change my view of the product in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys whether I like it or not. Before I get into this video, be sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not already and follow me on all my social medias. If you want to see how this concealer did for me, then please keep watching. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these concealers. The J Manuel Beauty concealers are $36 each and you get, I believe, 0.48 ounces. It comes in 5 shades. I have 2 of these shades. I have the shade Airbrush Tan, which is a little bit too dark for me right now, and I don't know if I'll ever be this dark, to be honest, for the purpose that I am using it for. But there is Airbrush Tan. Maybe if I get more tan, I'll be able to use that as like a spot concealer. And the one that I am testing for you today is an Airbrush Medium, and this one is really great for brightening for me, and that's exactly what I use it for. And you can kind of see the difference between tan and medium. Big difference, actually. So there's medium and there's tan, and you can see that's a big difference. These concealers are supposed to give you a full coverage with an undetectable finish. They're great for concealing dark circles, discoloration, and imperfections while calming and soothing your under eye area for puffiness or tired eyes, which is what I suffer from. And it does that with ingredients like aloe, vitamin E, collagen, and algae, and all that is really great and soothing for the under eye area. They use diamond dust, micronized silk, and silicone to create a bright and light filter type look to your face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my under eyes look very bright and like flawless, and this concealer totally does that. And it's also supposed to do that without settling into your fine lines or wrinkles. I have a ton of fine lines under my eyes, so that's something that I always look for to see whether it settles or not. They have a patented Zamac, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, cooling tip technology applicator, which actually feels really cool to the touch. And what I mean by that is it's like a metal, sorry this is dirty, but it's a metal applicator and it's very, very cooling. So when you apply it under your eyes, it feels really cool to the touch, so that's very soothing if your eyes are tired like mine. It's also dermatologist tested and paraben free. I actually tested this concealer out for a while and I was looking out for a lot of those claims that they claim to do, and I have some information on it. I wanted to show you guys a complete before and after shot, so I actually applied this under my eyes, underneath my foundation, so you guys can see how well it covered all my imperfections and my dark circles. So I applied it on the left side of my face. You can either apply it in a downward triangle like with dots or with streaks, however you want, but ideally you want to do it in a downward triangle and then just spread it out. I used a damp beauty blender to blend it all in, and as you can see, it definitely concealed and brightened that whole under eye area, and you can definitely tell the difference between one side compared to the other. I also used it to cover up some of my dark spots and imperfections on my face. I have a ton of acne scarring on my face, so I wanted to see how well it did with covering that up, and it actually did cover a good amount. Something that's really cool about them is that you can match your shade through their app. So they have an app for the App Store and Android, I believe, called J Manuel Beauty, and you can actually take a picture of yourself and they match a shade to you or recommend a shade to you. You just have to make sure you have the perfect lighting because you want to make sure that you don't get something that's way too light or way too dark for you. This particular shade, Airbrush Medium, is perfect for my skin tone right now. I can apply this in the areas that I need it, and since it matches so well, I don't have to worry about putting on foundation and looking crazy. Like, I can just dab some on and go, which I really, really like. Once I applied my foundation, I actually did use it to highlight as well. So I really like this concealer because it is buildable. So even though I applied it under my eyes already, once I did my foundation, I was able to go back in with more concealer and build it up, and still it didn't look cakey or anything like that. It wasn't too heavy. It's a very thin concealer. I tested this out the other day and I did notice that it is very long lasting. It took about 8 hours before I noticed any creasing under my eyes, which is crazy. That never happens to me. I always at least get some creasing like almost immediately, and that didn't happen. And it was only on the inner part of my eye that I noticed slight creasing, but nothing too crazy. So about 8 hours, that's a really long time. I didn't notice it fading away or anything in any area that I applied it, which I thought was really great. It does have a very thin application, like I said, so you can build it up without it being too cakey. It is not a thick, cakey concealer whatsoever. It's very thin, but it is very full coverage. My only flaw is that this tube is fairly big, and I want to say it's only maybe halfway full. And I'm only saying that because I've used this maybe 3 or 4 times, and I already feel like I'm having a hard time squeezing product out. Like, I have to make sure it is completely upright like this with the applicator pointing down in order for me to get some product out, which can be a little bit annoying if I'm trying to apply it under my eyes like it needs to be. It's just, my thing is, if you're gonna pay $36 for it, I would hope that there's a little bit more product, but it's still such an amazing product that I can't complain. I definitely am going to want to buy another one of these once I run out of this medium shade. So obviously overall, I'm like raving about this concealer. I actually really do like it. I've never heard of J. Manuel Beauty before, so I was very interested to try this out, and I'm actually really impressed. And I'm shocked that nobody has spoken about this. I don't know if these are new. They might be fairly new, but I don't think I've seen anybody on YouTube talk about these yet. If you guys are interested in checking out J. Manuel Beauty, I will have their site linked down below. If you have heard about this brand or have tried this concealer before, let me know what you guys think. I definitely think it is a must try if you're in the market for a very good concealer. If you have any product recommendations, of course, as always, leave them down below so I can check them out, because I'm always looking for new products. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.